Hello and welcome back to our chronological Bible Year reading plan, and today is day 227 and we're reading Jeremiah 32, 33, and 34. Jeremiah 32. The word that came to Yirmiyahu from Yahuwah in the 10th year of Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, which was the 18th year of Nebuchadrezzar. Now at that time the army of the sovereign of Babel besieged Jerusalem, and Yirmiyahu the Nabi, which is the prophet, was shut up in the court of the guard, who was in the house of the sovereign of Yehudah. For Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, had shut him up, saying, Why do you nebuah, meaning prophesy, saying, Thus said Yahuwah, See, I am giving the city into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and he shall take it. And Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, shall not escape from the hand of the Kasdites, but certainly be given into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and shall speak with him face to face, and see him eye to eye. And he shall lead Zidkiyahu to Babel, and be there until I visit him, declares Yahuwah. Though you fight with the Kasdites, you shall not prosper. And Yirmiyahu said, The word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, See, Hanamiel, son of Shallum, your uncle, is coming to you, saying, Buy my field which is in Anathoth, for the right of redemption is yours to buy it. So Hanamiel, my uncle's son, came to me in the court of the guard according to the word of Yahuwah, and said to me, Please buy my field that is in Anathoth, which is in the land of Benjamin, for the right of inheritance is yours, and the redemption. Buy it for yourself. And I knew that this was the word of Yahuwah. And I bought the field which was at Anathoth from Hanamiel, my uncle's son, and weighed out to him the silver, 17 shekels of silver. And I signed the deed and sealed it, took witnesses, and weighed the silver in the scales. Then I took the deed of purchase, that which was sealed according to the command and law, and that which was open. And I gave the deed of purchase to Baruch, son of Neriah, son of Messiah, in the presence of Hanamiel, my uncle's son, and in the presence of the witnesses who signed the deed of purchase, before all the Yahudim who sat in the court of the guard. And I commanded Baruch before their eyes, saying, which I am just realizing now, Baruch is a person's name, and it also means blessed. That's pretty cool. His name is blessed. And I commanded Baruch before their eyes, saying, Thus said Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yisrael, Take these deeds, both this deed of purchase, which is sealed, and this deed, which is open, and put them in an earthen vessel, so that they remain many days. For thus said Yahuwah of hosts, the Elohim of Yisrael, Houses and fields and vineyards shall again be bought in this land. And after I had given the deed of purchase to Baruch, son of Neriah, I prayed to Yahuwah, saying, Ah, Adonai Yahuwah, which means my master Yahuwah. See, you have made the Shamayim and the earth, the heavens and earth, by your great power and outstretched arm. There is no matter too hard for you. Who show that was totally wrong. Who show kindness to thousands, and repay the wickedness, that's where I was reading it. Repay the wickedness of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The great, the mighty El, Yahuwah of hosts is his name. Great in counsel and mighty in work, for your eyes are open to all the ways of the sons of men, to give everyone according to his ways and according to the fruit of his deeds. For you have put signs and wonders in the land of Mitzrayim, Egypt, to this day, and in Yisrael, and among other men. And you have made yourself a name, as it is this day. And you have brought your people Yisrael out of the land of Mitzrayim with signs and wonders, with a strong hand and an outstretched arm, and with great fearsome deeds. And you gave them this land, of which you swore to their fathers to give them, a land flowing with milk and honey. And they came in and possessed it, but they did not obey your voice, nor did they walk in your Torah. They did not do all that you commanded them to do. So you brought all this evil upon them. See the siege mounds. They have come to the city to take it, and the city has been given into the hand of the Kasdites, who fight against it, because of the sword and the scarcity of food and the pestilence. And what you have spoken has come about, and look, you see it. Yet you, O Adonai Yahuwah, have said to me, Buy the field for silver, and take witnesses, although the city has been given into the hand of the Kasdites. Then the word of Yahuwah came to Yirmiyahu, saying, See, I am Yahuwah, the Elohim of all flesh. Is there any matter too hard for me? Therefore thus said Yahuwah, See, I am giving this city into the hand of the Kasdites, into the hand of Nebuchadrezzar, sovereign of Babel, and he shall take it. And the Kasdites who fight against this city shall come and light fire to this city and burn it, with the houses on whose roofs they burned incense to Baal and poured out drink offerings to other mighty ones to provoke me. For the children of Israel and the children of Yehudah have done only evil before me from their youth. For the children of Israel have only provoked me with the work of their hands, declares Yahuwah. For this city has been a cause for my displeasure and my wrath from the day that they built it, even to this day, that I should remove it from before my face, because of all the evil of the children of Israel and the children of Yehudah, which they have done to provoke me. They, their sovereigns, their heads, their Kohanim, their priests, their Nebaim, their prophets, and the men of Yehudah, and the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And they have turned their back to me and not their face. Though I taught them, rising up early and teaching them, they did not listen to receive instruction. And they put their abominations in the house which is called by my name to defile it. And they built the high places of Baal which are in the valley of Ben Hinnom, to offer up their sons and their daughters to Molech, which I did not command them, nor did they come into my heart, that they should do this abomination, to make Yehudah sin. And now thus said Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, concerning the city of which you say, it shall be given into the hand of the sovereign of Babel by the sword, and by scarcity of food, and by pestilence. See, I am gathering them out of all the lands where I have driven them in my displeasure, and in my wrath, and in great rage. And I shall bring them back to this place, and shall let them dwell in safety. And they shall be my people, and I shall be their Elohim. And I shall give them one heart and one way, to revere me all the days, for the good of them and of their children after them. And I shall make an everlasting covenant with them, that I do not turn back from doing good to them. And I shall put my reverence on their hearts, so as not to turn aside from me. And I shall rejoice over them to do good to them, and shall plant them in this land in truth with all my heart and with all my being. For thus said Yahuwah, as I have brought all this great evil on this people, so I am bringing on them all the good that I am speaking to them. And fields shall be bought in this land of which you are saying, it is a wasteland, without man or beast. It has been given into the hand of the Kasdites. Fields shall be bought for silver, and deeds signed and sealed, and witnesses be called in the land of Benjamin, and in the places around Jerusalem, and in the cities of Yehudah, and in the cities of the mountains, and in the cities of the low country, and in the cities of the Negeb. For I shall turn back their captivity, declares Yahuwah. Chapter 33. And the word of Yahuwah came to Yirmiyahu a second time, while he was still shut up in the court of the guard, saying, Thus said Yahuwah who made it, Yahuwah who formed it to establish it. Yahuwah is his name. Call unto me, and I shall answer you, and show you greatness and unknowns, which you have not known. For thus said Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, concerning the houses of this city, and the houses of the sovereigns of Yehudah, which are thrown down against the siege mounds with the sword, against the siege mounds and the sword, while coming to fight with the Kasdites, and to fill their places with the corpses of men, whom I shall slay in my displeasure and my wrath, all for whose evil I have hidden my face from this city. See, I am bringing to it relief and healing, and I shall heal them and reveal to them the riches of peace and truth. And I shall turn back the captivity of Yehudah and the captivity of Israel, and shall build them as at the first, and shall cleanse them from all their wickedness that they have sinned against me. And I shall pardon all their wickednesses that they have sinned, and by which they have transgressed against me. And it shall be to me a name of joy, a praise, and a pride before all nations of the earth, who hear all the good that I am doing to them. And they shall revere and quiver for all the goodness and all the peace I am doing to it. Thus said Yahuwah, in this place of which you say, it is dried up, without man and without beast, in the cities of Yehudah, in the streets of Jerusalem that are deserted, without man and without inhabitant and without beast, there shall once again be heard the voice of joy and the voice of gladness, the voice of the bridegroom and the voice of the bride, the voice of those who are saying, Praise Yahuwah of hosts, for Yahuwah is good, for his kindness is forever, of those who are bringing the offering of praise into the house of Yahuwah. For I shall turn back the captivity of the land as at the first, declares Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah of hosts, in this place which is dried up, without man and without beast, and in all its cities, there shall once again be a home of shepherds causing their flocks to lie down. In the cities of the mountains, in the cities of the low country, and in the cities of the Negeb, and in the land of Benjamin, and in the places around Jerusalem, and in the cities of Yehudah, the flocks once again pass under the hands of him who counts them, declares Yahuwah. See, the days are coming, when I shall establish the good word which I have promised to the house of Israel and to the house of Yehudah. In those days and at that time I cause a branch of righteousness to spring forth for David, and he shall do right ruling and righteousness in the earth. In those days Yehudah shall be saved, and Jerusalem dwell in safety. And this is that which shall be proclaimed to her, Yahuwah our righteousness. For thus said Yahuwah, for David there is not to cease a man to sit on the throne of the house of Israel. And for the Kohanim, the Levites, there is not to cease a man to offer burnt offerings before me, to kindle grain offerings, and to slaughter continually. And the word of Yahuwah came to Yirmiyahu, saying, Thus said Yahuwah, if you could break my covenant with the day and my covenant with the night, so that there be not day and night in their season, then my covenant could also be broken with David my servant, so that he shall not have a son to reign upon his throne, and with the Levites the Kohanim my attendants. As the host of the Shamaim is not counted, nor the sand of the sea measured, so I increase the descendants of David my servant, and the Levites who attend upon me. And the word of Yahuwah came to Yirmiyahu, saying, Have you not observed what these people have spoken, saying the two clans which Yahuwah has chosen have been rejected by him? So they have despised my people, no more to be a nation before them. Thus said Yahuwah, if my covenant is not with day and night, and if I have not appointed the laws of the Shemaim and earth, then I would also reject the descendants of Jacob and David my servant, so that I should not take of his descendants to be rulers over the descendants of Abraham, Yitzchak and Jacob, for I shall turn back the captivity and have compassion on them. In chapter 34, the word which came to Yirmiyahu from Yahuwah when Nebuchadnezzar, sovereign of Babel, and all his army, and all the reigns of the earth under his rule, and all the people fought against Jerusalem and all its cities, saying, Thus said Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, Go and speak to Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah, and say to him, Thus said Yahuwah, See, I am giving this city into the hand of the sovereign of Babel, and he shall burn it with fire. And you shall not escape out of his hand, but certainly be taken and given into his hand. And your eyes shall see the eyes of the sovereign of Babel, and his mouth shall speak with your mouth, and you shall go to Babel. But hear the word of Yahuwah, O Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehudah. Thus said Yahuwah concerning you, You shall not die by the sword. In peace you are to die, and as in the burnings of spices for your fathers, the former sovereigns who were before you, so they shall burn spices for you and lament for you, saying, Alas, master, for I have spoken the word, declares Yahuwah. And Yirmiyahu the Nabi spoke all these words to Zidkiyahu, the sovereign of Yehudah, in Jerusalem, while the sovereign of Babel's army was fighting against Jerusalem and all the cities of Yehudah that were left, against Lachish and Azekah. For only these walled cities remained of the cities of Yehudah. The word which came to Yirmiyahu from Yahuwah, after sovereign Zidkiyahu had made a covenant with all the people who were at Jerusalem to proclaim release to them, that everyone was to let his male and female slave go free, the Hebrew man and the Hebrew woman. Again, Hebrew means Hebrew. No one was to keep a Yehudi, his brother, enslaved. And when all the heads and all the people who had come into the covenant heard that each one was to let his male and female slaves go free and not keep them enslaved any longer, they obeyed and released them. But afterward they changed their minds and made the male and female slaves return, whom they had let go free, and brought them into subjection as male and female slaves. Therefore the word of Yahuwah came to Yirmiyahu from Yahuwah, saying, Thus said Yahuwah, the Elohim of Israel, I myself made a covenant with your fathers in the day that I brought them out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage, saying, At the end of 7 years each one should let his Hebrew brother go free, who has been sold to him. And when he has served you 6 years, you shall let him go free from you. but your fathers did not obey me nor incline their ear. And you recently turned and did what was right in my eyes, each man proclaiming release to his neighbor. And you made a covenant before me in the house which is called by my name. But you turned back and profaned my name, and each one of you took back his male and female slaves whom he had let go free at their pleasure, and brought them into subjection to be your male and female slaves. Therefore thus said Yahuwah, you have not obeyed me in proclaiming release, each one to his brother and each one to his neighbor. See, I am proclaiming release to you, declares Yahuwah, to the sword, to the pestilence, and to the scarcity of food. And I shall make you a horror to all reigns of the earth. And I shall give the men who are transgressing my covenant, who have not established the words of the covenant which they made before me, when they cut the calf in two and passed between the parts of it, the heads of Yehuda and the heads of Jerusalem, the eunuchs and the Kohanim, and all the people of the land who passed between the parts of the calf. And I shall give them into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life. And their corpses shall be for food to the birds of the Shemaim and the beasts of the earth. And I shall give Zidkiyahu, sovereign of Yehuda, and his heads into the hand of their enemies, and into the hand of those who seek their life, and into the hand of the sovereign of Babel's army that has withdrawn from you. See, I am commanding, declares Yahuwah, and shall bring them back to this city, and they shall fight against it, and take it, and burn it with fire, and I shall make the cities of Yehuda a ruin without inhabitant. And that concludes our reading for today. As always, thank you for joining, and I hope you're reading along, but most importantly, reading for yourself. And may peace and blessings and love be to you. See you in the next one.